Assalamu alaikum, family, peace, healing, and light, and welcome back to another episode of Healing with Angelica's podcast, where we discuss all things healing. And if you are new to the show, welcome, beautiful souls. On today's episode, I have an awesome guest joining me today, my brother Mark Muhammad, as we will be discussing today's topic: Eat to Live. Now, Mark, I can't see you. And can you hear me? Give me a moment, child. Waiting for him to tap in.
My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Well, I was introducing you in. Mark, how are you today?
I'm doing well about yourself.
I'm doing well by the grace of Allah. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, before we get started on this well needed topic, do you mind giving us a little background of yourself?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Well, I'm 31 years old. I reside in Louisville, Kentucky right now. Um, Pretty much, I've been around the Nation of Islam since the age of 5. Didn't get activated in that until I was 21, the summer
Mm.
of 2013. Um, Shortly after that, I got introduced into becoming an entrepreneur. Which led me into being a real estate owner, an insurance broker, a stockholder, an investor, and a few other things as well. Been doing that for I think about 7 years or so. And, my father as well, man of God as well, and, a brother and servant to Allah and his minister. His minister as well. So that's a quick, brief description.
Wow, that's a lot. Jack of all trades. You got a lot going on, brother. All praise due to a lot. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's get started on this well needed topic again: Eat to Live. And please, 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 for my audience today, if you have any question, please do not hesitate to put it in the comment box below. Now, in this episode, we will be enlightening the topic of Eat to Live from an outstanding book that helped me actually heal my thyroid issue, including many other things, by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, called How to Eat to Live, Book 1 and Book 2. In book one, in How to Eat to Live, page 52, Allah God told the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that there is no set time for us to die. We kill
Mhm.
ourselves daily by means of what we think, what we eat, and what we drink. And that brings me to my first question for you, Mark. What started your healing journey and wanting to learn how to eat to live?
Well, when you grow up in the nation or around it, or really just like those who aren't really involved, it takes more than just Islam to get someone to listen to the teachings.
Mm,
I happen to be one of those persons. So of course, my father would always try to mention it to me and all these things like that, and I hear him out, but after a while, I just like, look, man, just get out of my face. I ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and these are things that I actually said, like get out of
Hmm.
my face. I ain't trying to hear all that. So, man, what led me to it was that I had watched a lecture called "Going Ham: The Truth About Pork,"
Mm,
and that was the first lecture I watched from beginning to end. So once I watched that and I was listening, I was like, man, like this sound like real. This is like very interesting. Like I was always attracted to eloquent people, regardless of race, class, or religion, but just very highly educational, very eloquent, articulate
mm,
individuals that can always speak very well. Basically, don't need no books or anything like that and they can prove their points at any given time. So
Mm-hmm.
once I seen the brother talk about that, the food in the nutritional side, I sat there and said, "You want to know what? This is something I can be a part of." Um, it wasn't until I think a little bit after that day, I watched a lecture called "Purification and Atonement"
Mm-hmm.
by Dr. Aleem out of Washington D.C. And once I seen that one, that's when I sat there and said, "Okay, let me go ahead and I think I'm gonna go down this road. You know, becoming a doctor, wanting to become a doctor, um, and just heal people."
Yeah.
However, it wasn't until I read the book "How to Eat to Live." I read that book. I think it was August of 2012. I think it was. It was around that time. Then once I read it, and I did every single thing that it said to do. I'm talking about 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and said to myself, with this knowledge, and of course, more information, but with this knowledge, I knew for a fact that I and others can heal the land and heal every individual in America. And that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Thank you so much for that. Praise be to Allah. Now, ever since you got into how to eat to live and really incorporated it into your lifestyle, um, what benefits have you gotten from it personally?
Well, personally, just really just have an enormous amount of energy.
Mm,
One of the things that I noticed almost immediately is that I just never really got tired. I was able to, and I'm doing this as a garbage man. I was a sanitation tipper at the time, so I'm on the back of the truck in the summertime doing Ramadan.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and I was able to do it, and everybody at the job was just like, "How are you able to do that stuff?" I'm just like, "This is easy to me." Like after a while, it just got a little easier. But of course, I had a lot more youth involved. I didn't age fast at all. My mind was able to think faster, move quicker, comprehend more. My memory was coming back. I was able to remember incidents I forgot from age 4, 5, and 6 years old.
Mm,
My punctuation increased. My knowledge of science and chemistry and biology came back to me and things like that. So it was a great benefit going down that road. And of course, my overall strength, my body strength, like I barely had to lift weights, and I would just get stronger and stronger as time went on. So it was a great benefit for me. Those are some of the things that I've gained as well, and of course, information that comes along with gaining those physical benefits as well.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you honestly don't, you look younger than 31. So I can definitely tell. I
Praise
praise
be
due
to
to a
Allah.
lot. Yes, yes, yes. I can definitely say just even just to elaborate on a little bit of my story with how to eat to live and me incorporating it into my lifestyle now due to me um just giving birth and not being able to really do one meal a day. I just incorporated 2 meals a day because I was nursing and really incorporated that milk, that raw milk,
Hmm.
into my diet. And after, like I said before, after having my thyroid issue, no, after having my son having a thyroid issue and really incorporating the milk and just the foods that he's telling us to eat and to stay away from, I seen a traumatic difference, and it definitely has been beneficial to me. I'm still nursing at this time, but my goal is definitely to get down to 1 meal a day. So, if you don't mind, just elaborating on the importance of why one should eat 1 meal a day.
Yes, ma'am. Um, you know, if you look at the body, the human body, it's designed and made to digest one meal within 24 hours. Of course, depending how large that meal is and also how large you are, 24 to 36 hours that meal should be digested. Um, And what you will be doing, you will be setting your body on a timely track so it can know how to regulate itself, which means get all the nutrients, the minerals out, the the excrement, the bowel movements, all that stuff. It will do all those things in a timely manner, and it won't hurt itself by releasing gases inside of its body, which
Mm.
happens, of course, when you eat out of the when you eat different times throughout the day. That's how gas really originates inside your body.
Mm.
So the importance of that, you will put your body with one motion, one time. Everything will be on the same exact level. In other words, the same exact thing will happen at the same exact time every single day. Then you save your body. You don't overwork it. Really, your organs we're talking about. You save the organs. You don't overwork the organs. You keep the digestive fluids intact, not overusing it, keeping enough acid so when you need to break down something heavy, it won't stay in you too long. And also, one thing I want to point out is that, like, to even prove this, of course, you know, Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. So if you look at the digestive system, which is a three-phase process, if you go to the stomach it takes 3 to 5 hours to digest that meal. After that, it goes into the small intestines, which is that's 8 to 11 hours. Then after
Mm.
that, it goes into the large intestines, which is 12 to 18 hours. If you add 3, 8, and 12 up, that's 23 hours. And of course, Master Farad Muhammad said that there's 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds in a day. So technically, your body, which will be in tune and in time with the universe and the time that we're living on today, called a day, you'll be right on track with that.
Mm.
So once you align your digestive fluids, your digestive tract and system in accord with the day that we're supposed to be functioning off, excuse me, that you we're supposed to be functioning off of, you would do like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said, whenever you are in tune with the universe, you will always be on time.
Ooh. That was a mouthful, brother Mark. I love that our phrase due to a lie. I just learned something like, okay, well, yes.
Praise
Praise
be
be
to
to
him.
a lie. Yes, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Now, um, I had stated earlier how I had actually quoted a quote from How to Eat to Live from the Honorable Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as he stated that what we eat, what we think, and what we drink affects us. Now, this next question is our thoughts another form of food? And does it affect how long we live?
From my understanding, it can be, yes, it can be a form of food based off how it's used.
Mm,
If you look, there's a video out on YouTube that an individual had went and had some apples, had two sets of apples. One set that she was just talking very negatively to, and the other set she was talking very positively to. So within 24 hours, the ones that she talked to negatively turned brown, and the
oh
other
my God.
ones stayed the same. But it didn't happen for 24 hours. She kept doing it over and over for about 3 or 4 days. And the ones
Hmm.
that was, you know, still nutritional and ripe looking, they never aged at all. And the ones that was negative, they eventually rotted and started to mold.
Mm,
So the point of me saying that is that just like how food is made to take you to keep you here, it can also be made to take you away from here. Thoughts and words is like food to the mind and body, heart and soul. It can keep you here also, and it can also take you away. So they
mm.
are identical and they kind of go hand in hand depending on which science you're functioning off of when you have those thoughts and those words in your head.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to find that video. I'm interested to see. Praise due to Allah. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Now, audience, if you guys have any question, please do not hesitate to put your questions in the comment box below for our brother Mark Muhammad. So yes, so I want to get into my next question. Why do you believe people have a hard time disciplining themselves when it comes to what they think, eat, and drink?
Ask me that question one more time.
Yes, sir. I said, why do you believe people have a hard time disciplining themselves when it comes to what they think, eat, and drink?
Oh, you know, um, my personal answer is because that there's not a worthy goal in front of them to go and achieve with that. If there's a worthy goal in front of anybody, they'll do whatever it takes. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's robbing a bank, whether it's overthrowing. Look at the brothers in Africa. They overthrew the ship that with the cargo. That seemed like a
Mm-hmm.
worthy goal to them. But it seemed
Yes.
kind of crazy and dangerous to us. Like what are you doing? But
Mm-hmm.
personally, that's normally what the reason is, though. There's not a worthy goal in front of them. The second reason, which is a more visual reason, is that their environment has shaped them to not become disciplined, especially with their appetite.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your household, your family, your mom and dad, your brothers and sisters, and everybody else in a schooling system that trained your mind to think that eating 3 and 4 or 5 times and thinking whatever you want to think, being a free person and the land of the home and free is the way you're supposed to function and what you're supposed to do. Question is, what are you saying? What are you doing? And most importantly, what are you thinking? So all that is the root of discipline, and it will be the root cause of our actions, which will lead to our die, which would eventually lead to our destruction. So, environment, parents, upbringing, lack of knowledge, really, lack of science, lack of health, and overall knowledge of your body
Mm-hmm.
will, of course, make you be non-disciplined. Then, what comes with that? You're feeding them sugar, white flour, MSG, red 40, yellow number 5. What's the other one? THP that's inside cereal. Then you're giving them processed milk that's speeding up their natural desire to eat by exciting the brain cells inside the body.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I think that's fructose corn syrup that's used that does that. It kills
Mm.
the brain cell by overly exciting it.
Ooh.
So you have this person in a drive and in a motion with their desire to eat and to just do whatever comes to their mind. So they will seem like they're out of control, but it's really just the food that they ate.
Mm. Ooh. Mm, mm,
It's the
mm.
food that they ate and the environment that allows them to keep that condition alive.
All that matters. All that matters. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that. As you was talking, I kind of thought about the reason why we should um understand the I want to say they say the mind I want to say mind, heart, and gut connection, or mind and gut connection.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say mind and gut, but I think it's three. But do you mind just elaborating just a little bit about how is the mind and the gut connected?
Yeah, that's I heard that term a couple of times. I think it's the mind, heart, and gut connection.
Yeah.
Um, that's one of the ones you kind of hear somebody just talking, and you kind of like, man, what he talking about? You're like, man, who are you, man? Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But from my understanding, it was mentioned by Dr. Aline that it was saying that the stomach is, man, it's been a minute since I even thought about this. That the stomach is actually it's like a second mind to the body.
Mm.
That whenever you are have a desire to eat something, like your digestive tract will tell you, if this is good for you or if it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like kind of like another intuition. Of course, the mind, the brain, it governs the whole body and everything else. So if you have a desire, like for example, one time when I was getting off meat, I thought about getting some chicken. Matter of fact, I was still eating chicken and stuff. I had thought about getting some chicken, but my body wasn't really calling for it.
Mm.
But like at the same time, it was like, yo, go grab that banana over there. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So I went over and just grabbed that. Like, then it just reminded me, like, okay, this is what Dr. Alim was talking about. Like, this is what
Yeah.
happened. You see what I'm saying? So your
Mm-hmm.
stomach and your body will tell you what it needs. It's just up to the mind to have the proper knowledge to give it what it really needs.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe it. I believe it so much. And I I love Dr. Arlene. I know I was kind of bitching watching some of his videos, and he used to do something like it's called like muscle testing. Have you
Mm-hmm.
seen him talk about that? And
Yeah.
like I was trying that out just to see like if my body likes a certain food or a certain supplement or whatever, and like that was just an example of how smart your body is. Like it knows, but we have that deceptive intelligence letting us like, no, you can try something else or this is okay. But our bodies is intelligent, and that's why we have this beautiful body and system to let us know what's right and what's wrong. And it gives us warning signs. So all
Mm-hmm.
praises is due to Allah. And if you all are enjoying this episode just as well as I am, please, please, please show your support by donating today to Cash App $ Healing with Angelica to help sustain future episodes just like this. I will also leave more info to donate on the screen below. I love you all. Now let's get back to today's episode, Eat to Live with Mark Muhammad. So, Mark, oh my gosh, I love everything that you've been discussing about Eat to Live. Now, I think one thing that we have to really take into consideration is that even though we are changing our diets, or you have people that are changing their diets, trying to learn how to eat to live the right foods. I'm also noticing as well is that, and this also brings me back into a conversation that I had with Dr. Wesley, and he talked about his I think a 63 or 66 page document on waging war on zip code, and how the nutrition value in the foods are depleted, right? So, do you mind just elaborating just a little bit about why is it important to obtain foods that have the proper nutrition in it or enough nutrition in it to sustain the body? Because I know sometimes we'll get foods, but it doesn't even have the nutrition in it that we need. So, how
Mm-hmm.
important is nutrition when it comes to the certain foods that you eat?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. You know, I kind of noticed that too, the zip code thing. Kind of before he said it, I
Yeah.
just couldn't really put two and two together. As far as with the nutritional, how I view it, if you want to, you can take let's just use milk for an example, raw cow milk and pasteurized milk. If you look at that, um, technically, and how to live, Balaj Muhammad said to pasteurize the milk, of course, to kill some of the germs and things like that. So, of course, when it's overdone, then you don't reap the benefit that you would get. So inside of milk, in today's pasteurized milk, it's still milk. The main difference is that the minerals, the enzymes, the vitamins, the I think I said minerals already, but those
Mm-hmm.
three elements and the other things that you're supposed to get inside of it, it's inside the milk, but now it's dead. So
Mm.
now you're taking on dead minerals, dead enzymes, dead nutrients and things like that. So what's is designed to do to make the body grow and nourish and heal you're taking that and you're taking it in. Now it's going to do the exact opposite. Slowly
Mm.
but surely send you in reverse, because you're eating what once was alive now is dead. In a sense, nothing living stays the same. You're either gonna go forward or you're going to go backwards. There is no middle. There is no in between.
Mm.
You are now setting yourself up to potentially start to head in the wrong direction and put your body into reverse over a
Mm.
small period of time. So when you take apples, you can do the same thing. You can do an organic apple and a GMO apple. It's the same exact thing. Strawberries, fruits, bananas, celery, or whatever you want to name. Whenever you take something and it's not 100% naturally out of the ground, getting the light, getting this vitamins from the lights and the water from the sky as well, which comes from the ocean and which also comes from the sunlight as well. You take that and you put all the seeds into a laboratory and you try to recreate what God made with your
Mm.
wicked scientists,
Mm.
then you will have the same thing. It will appear as it's like a benefit to you, but it's really an enemy to you in disguise. So over a period of time, you begin to put your body in reverse. That's yeah, that's the answer, man.
I like
I
that. I
forgot how
like
you
that.
I forgot how you asked the question. I was gonna answer it with the question you asked, but I forgot how you asked the question.
No, no, you're fine. You're fine. I actually love how you said that. So yeah, I'll praise it due to Allah, and you did answer my question, brother. So thank you for that. So man, it's so crazy, like like you just said at the end, like, we have to really we have to really look into the things that we're eating, right? And seeing exactly what is benefiting you for. And this is going to bring me to one of the most powerful foods that, us as Muslims, we eat. It's our thing, right? um, but but as I was talking about nutrition in foods,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what it does to the body. And I love how you said, like, it can, just like it can keep you here, or it can kill you, or it can go in reverse. I love how you said that. So thank you for that. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about, because I be seeing you make your little bean soup now. Let's talk about this navy bean. Like, can we talk a little bit about this navy bean and just the medicinal healing properties that it has in it?
Of course, of course. You know, I was introduced to it when I was, I don't know, I think I might have been 20 when I started the food journey. When you
Mhm.
join the nation, they always introduce the bean soup. That's the first step right there. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, my father showed me how to make it. Then he was telling me that the amount of proteins inside of it is really like it's like substituting it like the meat that that we have that we
Mm.
normally eat. And I was like, okay. Even though I knew meat didn't have a lot of protein anyway, I just said okay anyway. Then once I began to study later on, I found out that it has over 18 different nutrients inside of it.
Mm.
Nutrients and vitamins, I mean. And also some of the minerals that's also included is the zinc. It's the zinc, I think it's zinc tryptophan, which leads into the zinc is like it's a mineral that helps you think quicker. It
Mm.
helps you think quicker and properly. Tryptophan is a behavioral neurotransmitter that's inside of that as well. So whenever you begin to ingest those kind of foods mixed with the turmeric that's great for your skin, the garlic that's great for your, like, I think it's like your heart. There's so
Mhm.
many things that the garlic is great for. I don't even
Yes.
know. Garlic, onion, celery,
Mhm.
carrots. You got the red or green bell peppers. And you got the oregano. This is what I put: oregano, the sage, the cumin, the curry, the cayenne pepper, Himalayan salt, black pepper, sometimes white pepper in there too. I like my stuff spicy. You know what I'm saying? You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? I like it spicy and hot.
Mhm.
That and some thyme in there. I forgot the other one. Thyme, turmeric. When you mix all that stuff together, you let all those nutrients just boil or heat up and just start to just love each other some more. Then you
Mhm.
ingest all that into you over a period of time. true healing will start from within.
Mm.
Um, and of course, your bowel movements will begin to regulate. They'll be a lot smoother. It won't be as heavy, as constipated, if that's how it was beforehand. Um, then you'll have an immediate calm over your body because of the amount of tryptophan, which leads into the serotonin, which will lower your I think it's called noradrenaline, which will lower your impulsive behavior, and your, in a science term, your insubordinate behavior as well. We'll get into
Mhm.
that later. So those are some of the benefits, that's when you ingest that navy bean, and of course it eliminates that radiation as well.
Yes.
We live in a 100% radiation world. Everywhere you go is there. So
Yes.
that's definitely something you got to get in your kitchen. Learn how to cook it properly
Yes.
from a real cook. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say real cook, not no stuff you seen on Pinterest, Facebook, or real cook who know how to handle that, and
Mhm.
you'll be a-okay.
Yes, yes, yes. He said a real cook.
A real
Okay.
cook. This ain't the Great Northern Bean. This ain't the pinto, the black eyed peas. This is something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When you make them navy beans, you gotta make it right, man. Because I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
you, yes, yes, yes. I love it. Our praises are due to Allah. So,
Mm-hmm.
I want to just elaborate a little bit on because it's like, and I'm gonna be honest, I just I've been introduced to the navy beans. Was introduced to How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2, even before I joined the nation. Um, and I just joined. I'm fresh. I'm new to the scene. I just joined what, October of last year.
Oh yeah.
However, yes, yes, I'm new. I've been studying it before, but I just actually entered in and submitted completely in
Mm-hmm.
October. So all praises are due to Allah.
Praise be to
Um, Now it's like I didn't see the importance of, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see the importance of How to Eat to Live until I actually had went through a crisis when it came to my health. Um, After having my son and the thyroid issue I was going through, I knew from that point, like, okay, something has to change. I stopped eating meat. I cut off the added sugars and all the extra stuff. I really wanted to do 1 meal a day, but because of my weight dropping and me nursing, it was just too much to do. So I had to keep my energy up by at least doing 2 meals. It was a lot, but it was so beneficial to me because I seen such a huge change in my body, in my mind, how it functioned, my anxiety. Like, so I want to also get into that because that was something that I had dealt with a lot, even prior to changing my diet. Um, no, yeah, prior to changing my diet, I was going through anxiety, and since I've changed my diet, I don't really have anxiety, honestly. Probably a little stress here, but not as much as I did because it was horrible. I'm gonna be honest. However, do you mind? And I don't know if you ever experienced it. Um, do you mind telling us why it is important that one should learn how to eat to live for their mental health?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course. As you can see, you could just use your own testimony that when the body was out of sync, your mind was out of sync as well, and it was showing. Um, you know, that's really just it.
Yeah.
To be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize or don't know because we're just scientifically dead. Um, that this whole physical anatomy is what is was how the minister described it as a drug manufacturing machine.
Mm.
So our thoughts, all of our thoughts are chemical. So whenever we think of something, a chemical is released. Whenever we
Mm.
feel something, a chemical is released. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's good, bad, the chemical of joy, excitement, a burden, anger, stress, whatever it is. So what happens when you ingest something and it triggers an unnecessarily an unnecessary chemical from the brain to be released. And it does it over and over and over and over and over again. Next thing you know, you have thoughts inside your head, inside your mind, that you just keep on doing over and over, and you don't know why. A lot of times people call that anxiety. And even myself, I had, when things wasn't going right for me, I kind of tapped into it a little bit. I said, man, hold on. This ain't how I do. I'm over here tripping, man. Ain't nothing good to, it's still 1:15, man. Ain't nothing even happened. You know what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying?
felt that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of tapped into it a little bit. I was like, man, let me go ahead and, get off the coffee. You know what I'm saying? Cause that, that was kind of doing a little something to me as well. Let all the sugar go for a little bit until I get everything back under control.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So anxiety, depression, what's the other one? I don't know the other one, but all of these elements of mental illness is a sign that the body is out of sync with the mind.
Yeah.
That's the root of it. That's the root of it. If you do a little bit more studying, you will know that all berries and all fruits and all vegetables, they have behavior chemicals inside of it to when you ingest it, it's made to alter your behavior to a more happier state. Especially raspberries. That's what they're designed to do. So once those certain chemicals get inside of your body and you begin to digest those things, you will feel an immediate difference. Now look, when you eating meat, chicken, alligators, frogs, rabbits, not cantaloupes, camels, oxtails, and all this other little stuff, you are literally eating something that was afraid to death and was probably angry, trying to fight, then died. Then whenever you die instantly, if you paid attention in science class, they tell you whenever you die instantly like that, everything inside your body freezes, which means the last thoughts inside that animal's mind is now embedded inside the meat. Then they're taking the meat and putting carbon monoxide. They're putting red beetle juice on there, which is a crushed up bug to make it more red. They're ingesting it with salt water, which is refined salt, which will immediately alter the minerals inside your mind, which will cause you to go crazy. Then they're taking that, wrapping it, storing it, shipping it all across the country, even at times across the borders to different countries. Then they give it to you, and you ingest that with that animal's last thoughts, his last thoughts, which is fear, angry, stress, depression, and anxiety.
Ooh.
So
Why do
imagine
I got
eating
the
that for 10.
chills?
So imagine eating that for 10, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? 30 years. You eat an animal that, and it's different kinds of animals too, that was full of fear, angry, stress, depression, and anxiety.
Ooh.
Over and over. So what do you think? Why do you think the saying is "you are what you eat"? I used to think that was just a disrespectful term, but it really has some good truth to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it comes down to on that, man. Even with like the fruits and vegetables, once you rip it out of the ground, people will say, "Well, you're killing the fruit to to eat it and all those things. You make the fruit sad and all this little crazy stuff." Man, look, be quiet. So yeah, get out of here. So like
okay.
you can put the vegetable back in the ground and secure it back to the ground, and like nothing ever happened. It'll keep on growing.
Yes, exactly.
But you can't rip off a chicken head, and put the chicken head back on the body and expect that to just be functioning like nothing ever happened. Hell no. It's never gonna go down like that. And there's also a difference when things are designed and it's made to do that, to give you proper benefits for your body. These things are designed and made. That's why all fruits and vegetables reflect organs that's inside of our body. You ever seen a cracked open cauliflower?
Yeah.
It looks just like the brain.
They do?
Same thing with oranges, peaches, all the berries. You know, onions, garlic, all those things reflect vein structure, organs inside of our body, certain bone structure, things like that. So they're made for us by us.
All praises due to Allah, Mark. You had me cracking up on that one. But it's nothing but truth. Because oh, nothing but truth. Thank you so much for that, Mark. I do have a question down here before we end the show.
Okay.
Sister Daniela Caesar Meyer. I hope I said it right. What advice can you give me for trying to get my 13-year-old to stop eating a lot of junk food? He's driving me nuts.
It's a boy, right? Yeah, he's driving me nuts.
Wait, yeah, he's driving me nuts. Yes.
Man, to get him to stop, I mean, stop buying it. I assume she's not buying it, so I'll just throw that out there just in case. But to get him to stop, though, what I would do, I would just, I would put him on that show called What the Health on Netflix, and just tell him, like, he watches that, you just, get him something, whatever he wants, something like that. I'll put him there. But even not that, because that takes some time. It's about an hour and a half long. You may have to build him up to that, but just really just get some. You gotta when they're young like that, you gotta show them. You can't just talk.
Yeah.
You gotta get that box, look at them ingredients, and say, "Look, this is what this is." You know what I'm saying? This is what this is made out of right here. You oatmeal cream pies. This is where the cream comes from. Star Crunch, Little Debbie's glazed donut snacks. I ain't gonna lie, I used to tear them up, especially with oatmeal cream pies.
Listen, don't get started now.
The whole box.
We'll talk about
from Dollar Tree. From Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, we went 20 for $5. Hey, give me that.
What?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I used to tear them up though. But once I got the true knowledge that I needed, I immediately stopped immediately. But now, do that. You just have to educate them. As simple as that. Then just if you don't get it, just let him do his thing. To keep it, that's what you gotta do. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan said that sometimes you have to let persons exhaust all of their stupidity.
Yeah.
Sometimes that just be the case.
I love that. And I love the fact that, I mean, honestly, when it comes to it, because I had a question, as you were talking, I had a question like that kind of got me into like how, not even trying to convince people the importance of eating to live, but I think more so for our younger, I'm young, but my younger generation of children that love the junk foods and the Mickey D's and all this stuff like that. Honestly, when it came to me, I actually watched did you say What the Health on Netflix? Yeah. I think, yeah. I watched that. And back in 2018, this was before I even knew about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and just how to eat to live. Even that in particular stopped me from wanting to eat meat, right? Just all the stuff that I found out about it. It was a lot. So I believe, honestly, for one, we have to be the example. So I know we can't really speak on what's going on or what you're doing in regards to your diet, but trying to be the example of eating to live and also giving him some information and facts about why we should eat like this and, why we should stop eating certain foods, because you look in the back of them ingredients, baby, and like Brother Mark said, you find out what's really in it, that's scary,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you want to
Mm-hmm.
live. So when I seen all this stuff in the back of the boxes and ingredients, I'm like, what's this? And then when you actually find out what it is, because we don't take the time out to read, unfortunately, we don't take the time out to actually do the research to find out what these things are. So that's how we're constantly being tricked. But like you said, we'll just end up running ourselves, you know, into a dead end until we actually get it for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. So yes, sister, Meyer, I hope that answered your question. Yeah, you just, to me, honestly, you listen, you just have to. And my mom was, and my mom was about to say you should just scare them a little bit. But honestly, when you talk about the ingredients that's in the food, it's scary. Like, oh, it can do this, it can do that, it give you heart attacks, make your brain foggy, you can die early. Like, that was scary.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough for me. So I can only imagine being younger and a child hearing that. Like, I don't think they want to go through that. So yeah, all praises are due to Allah. So we are actually getting to the end of the show. I did have one more question, but I think you can sum it up real quick for the ending of the show. What advice do you have for someone who may be having a hard time learning how to wanting to learn how to eat to live, but is having a hard time doing so?
Oh, um, ask me. I'm sorry. Ask me that again. It's kind of breaking up a little bit.
I said, okay, and I probably said it too fast. Sorry about that. I said, what advice do you have for someone who is wanting to learn and practice how to eat to live, but is having a hard time doing so?
Oh, well, it just depends what makes it hard. Um, if it's your environment, change the environment. Um, if it's the lack of knowledge, go get some more knowledge. Those are typically the only two things.
Hmm.
And nowadays, you got so many speakers that's available. You can just go pull some stuff up on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and sit there for about 4 or 5 hours and come out a whole new person. You don't even have to leave the house anymore. So those are
Hmm.
really just the recommendations. Your decisions are based off of what you know and what you decide to function off of. So I would always suggest everybody to get educated about it, and also talk to those who are also in that area as well, to keep that environment and that topic and that conversation going in that aspect. That's what
Hmm.
I do. So I got groups of people we talk about food, then I got groups of people we talk about money only. That's the
Hmm.
only thing we talk about most of the time. I mean, we're friends and stuff like that, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, more. Absolutely, more. Thank you so much for that. And I just want to answer Sister Meyer question. The I think the show is called What the Health, right? On Netflix.
Yeah, what the heck,
Yes.
yo?
Yeah, so it's on Netflix. It's called What the Health. So definitely check it out. And Netflix starting to have some stuff too about food
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They got a lot of different documentaries to check out. So I'll definitely suggest you do that as well. Now, Mark, I just want to thank you. Oh my gosh, this was a phenomenal show. Thank you so much for joining me today to discuss this amazing topic, Eat to Live. I would also like to thank my amazing audience and Healing Tribe for joining us today. I pray this episode was informative, valuable, and healing to you all. Also, be sure to share, like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes on any of your favorite podcast stations, Closing the Gap Broadcast Network on Facebook and YouTube, and Healing with Angelica's podcast on Facebook and YouTube to help get the message out to those in need of healing and light. Also, if you are ready to start your healing journey, I am offering a 90-minute consultation call that will include a copy of my ebook, Heal Yourself, for free. More information will be in today's show notes, including information for today's amazing guest, my brother, Mark Muhammad. I also, before we end today's show, just want to give a special, special, special happy birth anniversary shout out to my teacher, my spiritual father, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We love you so, so much, and thank you so very, very much for all that you have done for us. So all praises are due to Allah. Mark, before we end today's show, do you have any closing remark for our guests today?
No, I don't. Just whatever direction you're striving in, just strive a little bit harder. Um, if anybody wanted to reach me, just follow me on Instagram at Mark Muhammad Jr. And any questions, you just reach me on there as well, and support Sister Angela.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I said
sir.
Angela. I meant to say Angelica. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Look, I get Angie, Angela, Angelica.
Yeah,
Hey, it's
yeah.
all kind of the same a little, but it's Angelica.
Right.
Thank you, brother. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you again for our amazing healing tribe for joining us today. And we leave you all as we came. Assalamu alaikum, peace, healing, and light.
So,